up, everybody? It's your girl, Tracy B., host of Date Yourself Girl, and I am here in Atlanta, Georgia, with CEO of Hosea, Feed the Hungry and Homeless, Mrs. Elizabeth Omalami. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We are so proud to announce that Hosea, Feed the Hungry and Homeless is a supporter of the Give Beyond Measure online baby shower this year. Yay. We are going to award a homeless expectant mother with some Christmas gifts this year. And so I am so excited to have you here. And I'm so honored to have you here. Can you tell the world who is Hosea Williams and who is Hosea Feed the Hungry and the Homeless?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, it's so timely since we have this movie Selma coming out to talk about my dad. He led the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and he lived his life in civil rights. He was Dr. King's, what they call the field general. So he would go into all these small towns and he would get there first, and he would educate the people and talk to the people and get them ready to march. And then they would march, and inevitably they would get beat and blood would be shed, and the media would pick it up. And at that time, Andrew Young was the negotiator. So he'd go into the town and he'd say, if you don't, do what we want you to do, whether it was integrate a lunch counter or the buses or any other public facility, we're just gonna let Jose and his guys tear up this town. So that was a threat. He was what people would use as a threat, and that was his role. And so in 1970, though, Dr. King was assassinated in 68, as we know. He was looking for his calling after Dr. King's murder. Would he stay with SCLC or what would he do? And he saw a man eating out of a garbage can. And the man asked him for some money. And he said, well, I can't give you money, but I will buy you a sandwich. So that Yasim's Fish is still there on Auburn Avenue here in Atlanta. And he went into the fish shop and he bought him a sandwich. And the man ate through the paper and the wax paper and the bones and everything. He was so hungry. And it just shocked Hosea Williams and that's Hosea with an H, that there would be that kind of hunger in America. And still a lot of people don't believe it, that there are children that go hungry from free lunch on Friday to free lunch on Monday. And so he started Hosea Feed the Hungry that year by feeding 100 men. At that time it was men, we call them hobos or bums or, any kind of negative name, or the neighborhood drunk or whoever we call them. But as the years passed, he kept doing it, and it kept growing in the sense that homelessness is very complicated. You need food, but you need medical care. You need clothing. You need barbers and beauticians. You need a place to take a hot shower. So he kept adding all of these amenities onto the dinner until we have what we have now, which is the largest sit-down dinner in the Southeast region.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
The short of it.
Wow. Well, when did you develop your passion for serving the underserved in the community? I know growing up with your father, that had to just be in your DNA, right?
Yes.
So when did you develop that passion, and when did you become the CEO of this company?
When he passed in 2000, I had been volunteering for Hosea Feed the Hungry for almost 15 years. So I knew how to do so many different jobs. I knew how to do the PR. I knew how to do the mailing, which direct mailing was our main source of fundraising at that time. I knew how to do the receptionist job. I knew how to take the complaints or the problems of the people and do the case management. I had learned so many different things. And at the time that I was being switched from thing to thing, I didn't think that was good for me. I was very upset about it. I was like, Daddy, why don't you just leave me one place? Let me just do one job. I don't want to do all these jobs. But when he passed, I was the one that knew, and it was as simple as that. Not that I was smart. I give the glory to God because I didn't know what I was doing, and a lot of times still don't. but God has led us through the last 15, 14 years to be able to do this work. And we've grown tremendously to the point where now we're serving 41,000 people a year. Wow. And we have events every other month. So I was there because it was the place for me to be at that time. And a homeless woman asked me, she said, "Who's going to take care of us now?" And I said, well, I don't know, because it's certainly not going to be me. I'm an actress. I'm getting ready to go to LA. I'm out of here. But sometimes destiny forces and pushes you in a direction that you didn't really expect. And if you're obedient to the unknown, then you can bless yourself and others.
Wow. I needed to be ministered to today, I guess. Well, this is amazing. What really attracted you to the Give Beyond Measure online baby shower? Because this is our first endeavor. We don't have a clue what we're really doing. We just want to give back. So what attracted you to this online campaign?
I can't tell you, because we see about 75 families a day. And then we see people on the weekend. We see people at our events. Whenever I see a young mother, and sometimes she has her boyfriend with her, with a baby, there's always a big gap between what they should know in taking care of this baby and what they know. Most of them have not had prenatal care. Many of them don't have mothers to lead them in terms of what do you need to take care of a baby. They think many of them don't want to breastfeed. Many of them are single mothers who may have other children, and the oldest child ends up taking care of the baby. So we have all of these factors and these barriers to rich, healthy baby care. And so when Ebony Ike, who's with EPI Media here in Atlanta, told me about this project, I was overjoyed. Wow. Because I've always wanted to have a Mommy and Me program, and we started one a couple of years ago. But it's kind of fledgling to be able to just take these young mothers and say, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to bring your baby in. Sometimes I see babies come in with no diapers, in T-shirts, with no clothing. I see babies with rashes, and the baby has not been to the doctor for their shots and their immunizations. And of course, they don't have the proper clothing for the winter time, the bottles they might need, the thermometer to take the temperature, the how you wash your baby. You're washing your baby with the same soap you wash yourself with. So that, of course, immediately the baby breaks out. So this is a crisis in our community. 71% of our families in African American community are single mother households. And that's just a fact of the matter. And 40% of the families that we see that are homeless are single mothers that are homeless. So when you're homeless and living in a shelter, they don't make sure you breastfeed. They don't make sure you get the nipple that's best for breastfeeding moms. You know, the diapers that you get may fall apart soon as the baby, uses them. They don't get you Pampers or Huggies and the nice stuff that your baby deserves. So it's a crisis in our community, and it's a crisis that I'm glad you guys are addressing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it is a blessing to have you in this community and this time in America, where we see a rise in single mothers and we see a rise in homelessness. And your organization is so vital to the community's growth. And we are so excited So excited to have you and just honored. Could you tell us where we can donate and volunteer? I'm new to the Atlanta area.
Are you?
Yes, I'm new from Chicago. So
Okay.
I just want to know, where can we donate? Can you tell us?
Well, now you're having an online.
No, I'm just saying for your
Or for the organization.
Just for your organization.
To learn a lot more about us, we've been in existence for 44 years. So we're not the new kid on the block.
Okay.
Go to the number 4, HOSEA.org. That's 4hosea.org. You can read stories about the people that we've helped. You can see all of our other programs. You can see statistics about homelessness, and especially about our women, because women create the culture. Women create the community because we raise the children. And a lot of times, of course, fathers do participate, and there are a lot of good men out there, good African American men, good fathers. I'm married to one, Famo Omalami. And so all this stuff they talk about, there's no more good men. Don't believe that. There's a lot of good men out there.
That's right.
Just get in church or go to the golf course or wherever you guys go and meet them. But go to 4hosea.org. And, we're the only African American owned human service organization in the city.
Wow.
So, in other words, we need to take care of our own community. The time is out for the government and other races of people to take care of us.
Right.
It's time for us to take care of us.
That's right. Well, I know I will be going to your website. Can you tell me exactly how to pronounce? Is it Hosea or Jose?
Some people say Hosea, Hosea, but I say Jose.
Okay.
Jose feed the hungry and homeless. And actually, Hosea helps. Then you're Hosea.
Okay.
But, if there are any of your listeners that want to start their own nonprofit, it's so hard, but I would say do it. Because people who need help don't need help because they're lazy or because they don't want to work. But technology is an issue. Because if you've been unemployed for 2 years or more, you go back, they changed the Microsoft, they changed the software.
That's right.
People are in trouble because they really have tried and they haven't been able to make it. And so they need our help. And so we're blessed to be a blessing. And when you lend to the poor, you lend unto the Lord. So I want to encourage those women, especially who want to start nonprofits. Don't let yourself get scared out of it. Go ahead. Learn what you need to learn. Get your degree in nonprofit management and help us do the work we're doing.
Well, I thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy day to speak with me. I want to encourage you to go to the givebeyondmeasure.com/baby-shower. Let me do that again. I want to encourage you to go to the givebeyondmeasure.com/online-baby-shower and click on the Target or Amazon.com icon and give to Jose, Feed the Hungry and Homeless at 1035 Donley Avenue Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. And we will see you next time on Date Yourself, Girl.